So here's the question. What do you appreciate about being alone? And we don't have to answer, but I will answer it in the comments. So what do you appreciate about being alone, folks?
I think for me, just especially this past year, I'm recognizing that I have kind of lost a lot of my extroversion energy.
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever you call it, I'm way happier chilling at home and doodling.
Yeah, yeah.
And which is weird because I'm like I used to be, or like, was really intensely extroverted. And my Myers-Briggs is ENTJ, I think.
I think that's mine. I'm an ENT and I can't remember the last letter.
Yeah. It's been a while, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it just kind of feels like that's probably not accurate anymore.
Just, I don't know. I haven't really ever used those. But yeah, about the same. I think once the pandemic or whatever started, there was a part of me that was excited because it was like, oh, I don't have to deal with people. And then I think at some point I also started to go, oh, I like to deal with people, but I like to deal with them in small doses. Thus, doodle with me. I think I figured out what I was able to deal with.
Cool.
Have you found that you've done different things now since you used to be home less, and now you're home more? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I used to also hate cooking. I used to not really make time for reading fiction, but both of those things have picked up dramatically.
You know what I've noticed, and maybe it's because I'm home maybe more, is how much dishes I do. There's a lot of dishes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I'm like not in a hurry to go anywhere, I can try on like 7 different outfits, and then I just have tons of clothes to clean up. Whereas I usually would just be running out the door.
I like the at-home fashion show. That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started.
Cool.
Did anyone have any responses to what do you appreciate about being alone? Anybody want to put anything in the comment section? And you can always do it as we draw as well. And when we're drawing, just letting you know, this is basically us drawing for ourselves, and you are watching as you draw for yourselves. The philosophy is that we're alone together. So,
love it.
So with that said, if there are no comments, I think what I'm going to do is just switch my camera around. I bet you're a lot slicker than this,
cool.
Ev, but I'm going to. Let's see.
Like Jimmy rigged my desk.
Oh, that's good. So, what am I? Is that?
Yeah. Not working? Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. Except that is actually upside down. So let's. You see my note before we got started?
Amazing.
So I think we're just going to have to do it this way. Can you get this? Okay. And I hope everyone's been having a good week. And this is I wonder if mine is going to be upside down and yours is going to be right side up. So let's see.
Maybe mine might be sideways, actually. I don't know.
let's just go for it.
I'm going for it, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So Ryan, remind me, where have you lived since we last were together at Smithsonian?
I lived. So after working at the Hirshhorn, I moved to New Haven, And I worked at the Museum of, or Yale University Art Museum. And I was there for about a couple years. And uh, then I moved about 3 years. Then I moved to Tucson. So it really hasn't been that many moves since
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sad that we missed each other while I was in Arizona.
I know.
I
I think
think
the
you
early,
moved. I think it was like something like 1 or 2 months like between us being there.
yeah, I think as I moved in, you were like, I was like, oh, hey. And you were like, oh, I'm moving away. And you did that for a job or for your family or,
Yeah, for a job actually. I kind of was losing interest in the museum world and kind of feeling like I needed to be doing something else. So honestly, just one day my partner and I just were looking for jobs, applied here in a couple other cities, and then realized that we had a lot more, or at least I had a lot more prospects than I realized, having like an art theory and curatorial background. So
Mhm.
now I'm corporate. So
and, and are you still working as a curator? Because when I looked at your website, it looked like you were doing some design and stuff like that.
yeah, I do design and art direction.
Oh,
Um,
that's great.
I'm like trying to get back into art and museum exhibition stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to work with some friends that are the really cool uh, art group down or out here in Utah, and I started to like write for them, and it got like kind of heavy again. So I don't know if it was just that I was having some like PTSD or I don't know, but I just like couldn't really finish the project. But I'm hoping to finish it sometime soon.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Was it just that you lost your inspiration for it, or?
No, I was really into the research. I really don't know what it was. I mean, I like had a lot of depression last year, and so I think it was
Uh-huh.
like, partially connected to that as well.
Yeah. Was there anything in particular that stimulated it, or was it all of it, all of everything?
Yeah, I think it was everything. I mean, um, I you mean the depression?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part
And
of it.
don't feel like you have to talk about it, by the way.
No, no, it's cool. I mean, I
I
posted about it times.
okay.
By the way, I'm just drawing some characters for my 3-year-old has started getting into like really magical stuff.
Oh, cool.
Drawing some characters for our story times.
So, what kind of magical things are they interested in?
Uh, like who loves gargoyles right now?
Oh.
I've been like watching a lot of the '90s gargoyles cartoon lately, and
Uh
it's a little bit too violent for her. But one time she came down and I didn't realize, and she just was like, "Whoa, I like these dragons."
huh.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
dragons are interesting. Yeah. I'm trying to think what have I been excited about? I've been watching Japanese gangster films, Yakuza
Oh,
films,
amazing. Yeah.
and
Wow.
there's some great ones that are so colorful. I'm really excited about color lately, and I don't know why.
Wow.
It seemed to kind of happen it seemed to kind of happen during the pandemic. And I also think that moving to the desert, and this is not like to diss the desert, but I think because there's
This.
less of like vibrant color, I've gotten more into the vibrant color.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
also to kind of trying to embrace like artificiality in a new way. And
Okay.
for me, color does that in an interesting way.
Yeah, I
Like
like that.
where I'm thinking about um, like what colors are electric, or what colors are, um, quiet, or just kind of the emotionality of the color.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And yeah, but in terms of seeing people, I don't see very many people. And it's funny because at one point I realized, boy, I used to be so busy. Like I was like some kind of crazed person running around. And then I started to wonder, like, why am I doing this? Like,
Yeah,
what was the reason for all of that? And I think it was because I just wasn't using the phone.
totally.
Or, now, one thing I saw on your website, because I was just trying to familiarize, I remember the work you were doing when we met in Washington, D.C., but I was trying to familiarize, the one thing you did that I thought was really funny was like a cardboard box that you put your phone in. It was like
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, my friend Marco is down at San Diego, and he's doing graduate school there.
uh-huh,
He was starting this project about like intentionality with your phone, I guess.
yeah,
And so we came up with a couple concepts for it. And like obviously, it's just part of it is the novelty. Like you can put the phone away. uh,
like that's a novelty.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was a really fun project, and like we had a lot of fun concepting because we made like really like hyper pixelated images that were super colorful of like
Mhm.
nature, and kind of were playing with that liminal space of like what is natural and what is not.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think with the phone, at least for me, I find some weird things start to happen, which is like everything is a photograph. So even sometimes, so sometimes like when I teach at a community college, and sometimes when I was teaching, I was like, um, I would teach with a Zoom, I teach on Zoom. And
Yeah,
sometimes I realized that rather than looking at my own drawing when I was demonstrating things to people, I actually was looking at the camera version of what I was drawing. And I was more interested in that. And then I was like, that is strange. Like my,
yeah,
my connection to the actual materials isn't as important. And that's that's an interesting thing. I mean, I'm not, I don't want to get like super sci-fi about it, but I do wonder like what the use of all the what it does to our relationship to our bodies have to navigate electronic images all the time.
totally.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of feel like just in my mind, I or any overlapping ideas like overlapping windows on my desktop.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it's getting even more ingrained than that.
I like it. I mean, I don't want. I'm not creating like I'm not getting all apocalyptic about it. Like
Yeah,
the future is a world of robots that are taking over, the world, or whatever. I mean, that's kind of what I grew up with in terms of science fiction,
yeah,
but more like, um, how do we live with the robots? We kind of
yeah,
already do.
yeah. How do we get married to one? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is that something that you prefer? Would you prefer to be married to a robot?
I think I just would prefer to be a robot, and
Ah, interesting.
yeah. I,
When did you start feeling that?
well, it's kind of funny. My partner's a school teacher, and there's always a conversation within like education, as you probably know, about like what people are and are not allowed to do with their phones during class.
Okay, yeah.
And actually, uh, my friend that down at U of A before, actually, where is she living now? I don't know. My friend Lindsay, I'll try to connect you to,
Oh,
because
that'd be nice.
she did the art program with me at BYU. But anyway, she was doing a lot of research about like the cyborgification of people via smartphone stuff.
Hmm.
And I think honestly, since I was like hanging with her a lot and just feeling like the simulation is just affecting people at different levels and on different timelines.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think since then I've just kind of been really like fixated on the cult of transhumanism and all of that
Yeah.
stuff.
And do you think that influences the kind of work that you make?
I think so. I mean, kind of speaking to what you were saying about being intrigued by like the artificiality of stuff, like a lot of what I obsess about just that everything is a performance and authenticity is a construct and
Mm-hmm.
those kinds of things that I don't know, I guess like my religious upbringing and just like being a non-binary person, those kinds of things just seem to be totally moot now.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was in grad school in the 90s, there was the whole concept of masquerade, this
Yeah,
idea that identity was something that you kind of can put on, that it's not something you're actually, like, I guess, born with.
yeah,
Um, and, and, uh, and all of that. I guess I'm dating myself, but it was the first, well,
yeah.
but it
I
is
mean,
interesting. Yeah, I think it is interesting now that along with that, maybe that idea of masquerade or playing with identity is animals and uh, and robots and other kinds of maybe non-human kinds of identities,
yeah,
um, which I think is I'm excited by it. I just I'm so pragmatic that I worry that, like, if I were to go too deep into it, would I not be able to get a job?
oh,
Like
yeah.
it
And there,
used to be like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, there's like so much, you know, questionable ethics around, basically whatever Elon Musk is up to, and whether that's the most humane or sustainable use of anybody's time to just be so obsessed with creating another world when this one needs a lot of help.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, my partner and I. Um, uh, he would like to go into outer space, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I have no desire to leave the planet. You
Yeah.
know, I'm kind of, you know, I kind of feel like, it's not a judgment, but I feel like, well, if you're unhappy here, then maybe we need, not that I'm not saying that to him, but I said, if
Yeah.
you're unhappy here, then maybe there's a need to take care of it, as opposed to just
Yeah.
like, we're done, we're moving on.
Do you identify as like optimistic or nihilistic or anything specifically?
Oh, like a philosophy.
Yeah.
Um, um, yeah, I'm optimistic. I guess I'd say I'm optimistic. Gosh, that's a really good question, Kev. I would say that I don't trust humans. I don't trust the human race, but I do trust my human relationships.
Oh,
And
cool.
I believe that people work things out on an individual level, but I kind of feel like on a society level, I am I'm hopeful,
Yeah.
but I think the change is super slow. And I think I would love to see a new economic system, but I also think that there's many different people in the world and they have different ideas of what it is to live a quality life.
Yeah.
And that some of them sometimes it involves other people and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway,
I feel
I kind of feel like I think that when it comes to survival, we'll figure something out. I'm just hoping it's something I would agree with.
yeah. Wow, totally.
How about you? Are you optimistic?
I'm always just kind of internally flip-flopping between optimism
Mm,
and nihilism.
yeah, I I do have depression sometimes, and
Mhm.
but it's usually not about the world, but more about myself.
Gotcha.
Like um, expectations of how things should have gone, and
Yeah.
uh, an idea, and it usually comes down to like, um, you know, wanting to do the right thing with my time.
Yeah.
Uh, and I use it, I am, invested in politics, and I am invested in, people, um, thinking politically. And I've had conversations with friends who say, well, I don't really pay attention to politics, and I just can't believe it. But, they don't see it having
Yeah.
an effect on their lives. And I feel like it has an effect on people's lives because I've experienced it personally. And I've
That,
been around lots of people who've experienced it personally. So,
hmm
and also living in DC kind of makes you feel that way after a while too.
Yeah, definitely.
So believe it or not, at this point, um, we're winding down.
Oh, what? I'm just
I
drawing
know
horses and cows right now.
you're drawing what?
Just drawing horses and cows. I
Oh,
just really
great.
a blast.
So my message out to everybody is probably we'll wind down in the next probably uh, 5 to 10 minutes, and don't rush yourself. I just like to tell people so they know that at some point we'll be ending. I'm trying to keep these shorter because I know that people are busy, and I also like the idea that we have a limited time together. Um, so yeah.
Agreed. Whew.
Well, we have a lot to talk about, Kev.
I know. I wish we could just like hang IRL.
We could, but I don't know if that's going to happen now. I'll have to come and visit. I really do. One of the things I'm hoping is that once things get a little easier to travel, that I'll travel, because I do miss traveling. And
Yeah.
yeah. Are there places to hike there that you like?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm like seriously the worst. Like just speaking of people whose phones become part of them, I literally don't go anywhere without Google Maps on.
Okay.
I can't get from my partner's work to my work without mapping. Just like kind of
That's funny. Have you tried? I mean,
oh my gosh. I mean, sure, I'll try this week. I'll try it for
no, you don't have to. No pressure. What's interesting is this used to be something that would happen to me when I lived in Los Angeles before phones, if you can imagine that. Uh, you'd be driving along, everything would be fine. You'd just be like, okay, I'm in my little world, driving,
fun.
thinking my thoughts. And then like you'd get a flat tire, and then all of a sudden you'd have to walk. You'd be without
Oh,
your car. The phone booths would be nowhere nearby, and you just have to like figure it out. And then all of a sudden it was a very different situation.
wow. I don't, I, I'm having like night tremors just thinking about that.
Well, don't worry, you'll never have to experience it. You'll never have to experience it.
Yeah. Uh,
How did you learn to draw? When was the first experience?
oh man, I haven't thought about this in ages. My mother is really great at drawing, and
Mm-hmm.
she just used to always like draw whatever cartoon characters I was into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
like, yeah, I just
and you're
got
and you're drawing
really,
now. You're drawing now for your daughter, right?
yeah, exactly. I think I always lean toward like illustrative kind of goofy stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, she used to like draw for me all the time, and then I think like in grade 4 or 5 when like Pokemon became so cool, I would literally draw Pokemon all the time.
Hmm.
And yeah, just kind of like got really good at. I don't really like drawing with pencils, so I just kind of have gotten really good at accepting whatever happens with more permanent inks.
Yeah, that's funny. There's this time when it's hard to let go of a pencil. And
Yeah,
now I'm like, now I love a marker. Uh, right now I'm using a Sharpie and I love the smell, the Sharpie smell.
yeah.
This is a this is a chiseled
Oh, yours
a
is
chisel
gorgeous.
point Sharpie, so I'm very into that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
cool.
for some reason markers I really got into them. And I like the scratchiness of a marker. Um,
Yeah.
Pencils, I don't know. I like pencils, but I guess because there's an eraser, I feel like I automatically assume that there'll be a mistake because the tool is
Yeah.
built with that in it.
Built in, yeah. Love that.
All right. Well, I hope people are enjoying drawing. Um, and again, no judgment as to what a drawing needs to look like. Doodling is just making marks. Sometimes those marks, you're telling a story with them. Sometimes they're just marks to make a mark. Um, it's really hard for me not to teach. I realize these little monologues I do. It's not that I'm teaching. It's more like I tell myself this.
Yeah.
So that's how I try to think about it. But yeah, once
Cool.
once an authoritarian, always an authoritarian, I guess.
Well, that is going on my tombstone.
That is going on your what?
On my tombstone.
Oh, I have thought about that. The one what I thought about for my tombstone would be, he was a nice guy. I thought
Oh,
that was kind of awful.
oh, that's good. I think I don't know what I would do. Something just like so tacky and like not reverent, probably. But I
Yeah,
thought I have like no cemetery culture in me. I've been to like one cemetery my whole life, so
yeah.
don't really know outside of movies like what happened there or like what would be an appropriate tombstone.
Oh well, I have a friend. I will link you to her. She's a fan of cemeteries and does like great photographs of them, and you can learn a lot about them from her Instagram. So if you want to go down that road,
Oh
uh,
man, that's good.
she's a veterinarian. Yeah, so I think she deals with some of this stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, Kev, I've enjoyed drawing with you. I encourage you to keep drawing.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna make a whole storybook for my kid.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. Great. So at this point, I'm going to say our goodbyes, but I will reach out later and just check in. So
Yeah.
good to see. And so I'm going to, oh, and now you're looking at, hi. This is supposed to be the worst angle, so let's try to change it up. There we go. Anyway, thanks, Kev. Sorry that cut out a little fast. Good to see everybody. I hope that was fun and interesting. And again, thank you. If you want to follow Kev Nemelka, please just go ahead and it's at KNEMELKA on Instagram. And I will be inviting another guest for next Friday. And our next time we get together is going to be called Momentums. And it's about slowing down and I can't remember now. Anyway, thanks again for joining me. And this is fun. Thank you for keeping me company. And I hope that you had a nice time and that you keep doodling. Okay? Until next Friday, I am signing off. Have a great week. And bye. I'm trying to turn it off. Here we go.